Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your tarot reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you are doing well, feeling safe, and feeling blessed because you are. So let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Please remember to take what resonates and leave what does not. Holy Spirit, thank you for guiding us. What is the message for someone out there? You have number 2, which is the clover. You have 42, which is compass. You have 16, which is the star. Looks like you have a wish fulfillment coming in. Let's clarify the clover, number 2. The clover represents luck and happiness. It's like a 4-leaf clover. You have family room. Clarify number 2, the clover. Oops, drop the cards. Tell us more about number 2, the clover. You have thief. Clarify number 2, the clover. You have 27, unexpected income. I see here that you're being protected from thieves who want to take your blessings. 15 is the lovers. You have someone who's staying very close to you because they're trying to protect you from the thieves. Wow. It's like these thieves want to take your luck. They want to take your blessings. The person who's staying close to you, I mean, this could be a loved one. This could be a spirit. This could be someone who's passed on. This could be God himself who's keeping you close and protecting you, hence the lovers. The lovers is an intimate bond between two people. But I do believe that you do have some kind of good luck, which is more so of a blessing that God has given you, hence the clover. The thing is, I'm looking here at the clarity cards, right? So we clarify the clover, and then 21 is family room. Family room represents something that's in close proximity to you. It can also represent a private room where confidential matters take place. Clarify the family room. Clarified family room. What's going on here? You have main male. 15, the bear. The bear is representing someone who is powerful, strong, but also very nurturing. 17 is the stork rising to the top. Clarify the thieves. Number 4 is the house. Clarify the thieves. Clarify the thieves. Number 24, thieves. The house shows up again, you guys. Okay, so the house. The house is representing your personal life. If it's the park is an outdoor place. It could even represent like a public place where social gatherings occur. So the park, if it were to be the park, that would be talking about your social life. If it were to be the tower, which represents, you know, businesses, corporations, institutions, that would more so be talking about your career and finances. But this is talking about your house. I feel like you have thieves around you. They could be in your house. They could be family members even. You know, I feel like these thieves are people who are close to you. Okay, these are definitely people who you keep around you in your personal life Be very careful because it looks like they want to steal your luck. You are someone who has more than just luck. You have blessings. You are blessed and highly favored. There is an anointing over your life, and there are great things that God has prepared for you. But I believe the family, you have family room, the family that you come from, or the family that you've created, right? Because there's two types of families. You have the family that you come from, your parents, your siblings. Then, of course, you have the family that you create, your children, your spouse. But there's someone here in your family, or maybe it's multiple people, who are spiritual thieves. They want to take your luck. They want to take your blessings. Let's look at 27, which is unexpected income. Clarify 27, unexpected income. 11 is, let me see here. 27. They're doing this because they want material things, of course. It comes from greed. But you may be wondering, why are these people doing this? Occupation. They have desires of their own. These people in your family, they have desires of their own, but they don't have the power to bring their desires to life, right? They don't have the power to get what it is that they want. So they want your spiritual power. They want your good luck. They want to use your blessings to pretty much attract the things that they want. Wow. The mature man. The mature man is like the Emperor, for those of you who are familiar with the other classic tarot decks. 11 is the broom and the whip. Conflict, strife. There's someone here who's taking a lot of action towards you, but it's more so against you. There's someone here who is, what's the word? There's an element of desperation, like they are very determined to take your luck, use your spiritual power. It's like they want to use you as a source of power, like a generator. It's like you're gonna generate for them what it is that they want. They want to use this luck of yours, but it really comes from spiritual power. Wow. And someone here is very determined. Number 1 is the messenger card. 22 is the official person. You have like some kind of witch, or I feel like this is a man though. I really do. This person's like a warlock. This person studies magic. They know like the depths of it. This is not any kind of kitchen magic. This is like real satanic magic where they know how to harvest someone's spiritual power to use it for themselves. It's like a form of energy harvesting. There's someone here who's very high ranking in the dark world. They don't just dibble and dabble. This person is like very knowledgeable in it. This person is absolutely a warlock, a very experienced one. They practice. This is a practitioner, hence occupation. It's like it's as if this is like their specialty. Wow. I want to look at main male. I feel like the main male is you, whether you're man or woman. You're just showing up in your masculine energy. But let's just double check. Yeah, you could be a man or woman. 29. Lady number 2. You're showing up. You're the main character. Main male, main female. I just feel like you're in your masculine energy where you are pretty much ready to take action. You're ready to take charge and assert yourself. You're really like the what is the word? Like you're destined to be like the breadwinner, the golden child. And maybe in the past you didn't feel like that. Maybe you were the black sheep, the outcast, the punching bag, the scapegoat. But the truth is, God oftentimes will choose those who have been rejected. So even if your family rejected you, just know that God chose you. But there is this special anointing over your life. You are supposed to be like the bear. You are supposed to be someone who's powerful, strong, nurturing, and a leader. As a matter of fact, the bear is oftentimes someone who is influential, so influential that they may even be leading a particular business industry. So maybe there is some kind of craft that you've mastered, and one day you're going to be leading that particular industry or trade. But it's just saying that your destiny is very big. You stand out amongst your family, and that's because the light of God is truly shining over you. So you're not meant to fit in, you're not meant to blend in, but you should be very careful of these spiritual thieves, the ones around you, especially the ones who are in your family. Oftentimes, when people are spiritually attacked, it's always people who are right under their nose. It's always like close family and friends who can successfully spiritually attack you because you have a bond with them. And so they can use that bond to access you on a spiritual level. So every time you bond with someone, just know that you are spiritually interacting with them. You are giving them access to your spirit. Yes, strangers and outsiders can try to spiritually attack you, but they will most likely be unsuccessful because they don't have access to your spirit to be able to successfully attack you. But yeah, there's a lot of nonsense here going on around you, and I truly believe that it's with those who are closest to you. My eyes are even going back to the lovers here. The lovers represents a close, intimate bond between two people. So these are people who are close to you. Let's look at 42, the compass. 35 is the anchor. Number 8 is the coffin. Oops. Clarify 42, the compass. 24 is the heart. Mature woman. That's actually one of the ways that they are, whoever these witches and warlocks are who unfortunately are in your family, they practice magic. They know how to do it. One of the tactics that they use is they like to emotionally manipulate you. They like to bond with you intentionally to get access to your spirit. So they like to come around you. They like to interact with you because they're trying to access you on a spiritual level to harvest your energy. So when they are trying to spend intimate time with you, quality time with you, it's not genuine, which is why on the back of the deck you have number 7, which is the snake. You're being betrayed. The snake is a betrayer. You have got to come out of that childlike mentality and really mature. Become the mature woman or the mature man. The mature woman is someone who has a lot of experience, someone who's not naive. Just because someone wants to spend time with you doesn't mean that it's for a good reason, especially for those of you who may have codependency issues where, you know, maybe you're a people pleaser, maybe you just want that happy family life, that unity. But just know that as long as there is spiritual division in the family, there is bound to be a physical division. Like, for example, if there are certain people in the family who have chosen to follow the path of darkness and you have chosen to follow the path of light, that is a divide, okay? You're choosing to go right, they're choosing to go left. So there's already a spiritual divide. Therefore, there's bound to be a physical divide. Therefore, family unity is pretty much impossible and unrealistic. You don't want to be in union with people who are of spiritual darkness, especially on the level of Satanism, right? This kind of satanic practices that they're doing. But yes, I'm telling you, you have people in your family who are very crafty. This is not kitchen magic. This is like full on witchcraft. This is warlocks. Like, they study this stuff. They even know to strategically bond with you, spend time with you, because they want to access you on a spiritual level. Okay, so think of it this way. Think of your house. You're in your house, nice, warm, and protected. All of a sudden, someone comes knocking at your door. The house that you're in is representing your dwelling place, right? Your residence. Someone comes knocking at your door. If you open that door and let them in, you're giving them entry into your house. Okay, so many times when we let people in, as in we let them in emotionally and intimately, we are actually giving them access to our spirit. Okay, so you see the heart, how these two swans come together? Yeah, they're trying to access you on a spiritual level by connecting with you emotionally. So you may have these people who pretend like they love you, like they care for you, like there's a bond there, but they're actually trying to reach your spirit. They want access to your spirit. This is insane. The kind of witchcraft that I see around you here. You've got to be more mature and stop being like naive. Okay, stop being naive. Stop being gullible. Okay, just because someone wants to spend time with you isn't always for a good reason. 42 is the compass, and the compass is representing guidance and direction. So in clarity of the compass, looking here at 35, 35 is representing the anchor. The anchor represents security and stability. So give me a second. I'm trying to look more here. This is really interesting because the kind of spiritual power that you have can also protect. I feel like these people in your life, they're using you for spiritual protection. They're using your energy for spiritual protection. So I do want to make something very clear to you guys. There is a difference between an energy and a spirit. So let me just give an example, right? So you have your body, your flesh and body. Your body is pretty much a vessel that is hosting your spirit. Okay, so you have the body, flesh and body. Inside of the body is your spirit. Your spirit exudes power. You can call that power energy. Okay, that's the difference between a spirit and an energy. Please don't get it mixed up. Don't get it mixed up, because if you get it mixed up, you will have a difficult time understanding the severity of spiritual warfare. This is not someone who's necessarily trying to, yes, it is a form of energy harvesting, right? Like they're interacting with you to harvest your energy, but your energy comes from your spirit. So this is someone who's trying to tap into your spiritual power. So you have your body. Your body is a vessel, okay, that is hosting your spirit. Your spirit gives off energy. And that's what they're trying to capture. So there is a difference between a spirit and an energy. It's very important to know this because I know that there's some people who do like energy clearing, energy work, but if you're under extreme spiritual warfare where there is a demonic spirit that is attacking you, that energy work, energy clearing, saging, using crystals and stuff, that's not going to defeat a demonic spirit. If anything, that demonic spirit is just going to laugh at you because those things don't work. It's good. You can do energy cleansing, like, you know, let's say you've had a long day at work and you want to relax, right? You want to cleanse your energy. Totally get it, you know. You want to sage or you want to use incense. Totally get it. But a demonic spirit is on a higher level than those spiritual tools, okay? So just keep that in mind. Know what you're fighting with so that you can use the appropriate defense, okay? But back to the reading, Looking here at 35, the anchor, there's definitely someone who is literally wrapped up in your energy. So it's almost like a bubble wrap, like a blanket, like a safety blanket. Someone is wrapping themselves up in your energy. Again, it is your spirit that exudes this energy. You have a very strong, you have a very powerful spirit. So your spirit exudes power, right? It releases power. And so they're trying to, that power is what people call energy. Okay, that's how you can feel people's energy. That's really their power that you're feeling. And some people have a dark kind of power. So that's how you feel when people are like, ugh, I don't like their vibe. I don't like their energy. There's darkness there because they're carrying a dark kind of power. Versus people who have a light kind of power where being around them, it is healing, you know. It's a positive thing when you're around them. So just keep that in mind. But there's someone here who's literally wrapping themselves up in your energy for protection. They're using your energy, okay, which comes from your spirit. They're using your energy as a safety blanket to secure themselves, to protect themselves. Wow. I feel like you actually have multiple people who are trying to use your energy. It's not just one person. Let's clarify number 8, the coffin. You have the mature man. Here's the thing. When people use your energy, it's a big risk that they're taking, because the moment they use your energy, you pretty much have leverage over them. And I'm trying to see how I can explain this. It's like someone coming into your house. Well, that's your house. You know how to navigate your way in that house. You can cause some damage if someone tries to break into your house, God forbid, right? It's your house. You're in control. This is your energy that they're using. So you actually have control over them. Wow. If you wanted to, you could cause some damage, which is why number 8 is the coffin. The coffin represents death. It doesn't have to be a literal death, but it can be an ending. So there are endings that you can cause for these people who are using your energy, which is connected to your spiritual power. They're using your energy without your consent. Tell us more about this. Number 10 is journey. 20 is the park. Like, for example, this person here who's using your energy for protection, the moment you call back your energy, right? Like, and what do I mean by call back your energy? All you have to do is emotionally detach. The reason why they got access to your energy is because you bonded. There was a bond between the two of you. So all you have to do is emotionally detach. The moment you emotionally detach, they no longer have access to your spirit to be in your energy. You see, it's like you kick them out of the house. Hence the park, an outdoor, the park is an outdoor place versus the house, which is an indoor place. So it's like you kick them, again, the house is representing your dwelling place, right? You kick them out. As you kick them out is because you are emotionally detaching, and then you get to move forward. You have the journey. You get to move forward with your life. But right now, there are far too many people who are holding on to your energy, and it could actually be exhausting you, draining you, or holding you back, because there's weights that you're carrying from other people literally holding you back, holding on to you. Wow. You have a lot of spiritual power, but it's like these people are trying to have a portion of it. You know, they want to take it for themselves. Let's look at 16, which is the star. You have change. 25, the ring. 16. It's not 16, excuse me. Number 6, the cloud, a lack of clarity. Clarify the star. Clarify the star. 21, the mountain. The star is wish fulfillment. It can also represent healing. Here's the thing. If these people, another thing that I can tell you is, if this isn't your family, then these are people who are in close proximity to you. But I still stand by what I say. Someone can be in close proximity to you, but if you don't, if there's no personal bond between the two of you, they're not going to have access to your spirit to be able to spiritually, to be able to do anything to you spiritually. So I feel like this is someone who you're close to. I really do. There's a bond there. Let me see what's going on here. The star, and clarity of the star, you have number 9, change. 25, the rain, commitments. I feel like you are about to get your wish fulfillment, but there's some kind of obstacle here. Number 6 is the cloud, a lack of clarity. 33, the key, discoveries and solutions. Your wish fulfillment is here, but I feel like this blessing isn't flowing into your life. You haven't received it yet because perhaps there's still things that you need to know about yourself, about spirituality. You have some kind of wish fulfillment here. Like your dreams have come true. There's some kind of blessing or opportunity here for you. It's a part of God's promise to you, hence the ring. But it's blocked. 21 is the mountain, blockages. Why is it blocked? Maybe there's knowledge that you need to have first. Why is it blocked? Clarify 21, mountain. 25, high honor. Okay, so here, okay, that makes perfect sense. Again, be careful with people who you have these personal relationships with, you know, family, friends, lovers, because each time you bond with them, if they're into any kind of sorcery, they are going to try to harvest your energy, right? But then also be careful with people who you may not be close to, but they are in close proximity to you. Those people, you've had like neighbors, like these are people who are in close proximity to you. They are strangers, yes, they are strangers, but they are still in close proximity to you in some way, shape, or form. Whether these are people who you work with, whether these are your neighbors, whatever. If they're into sorcery, they have also tried to get access to your spirit. And a big way that some of them try to do it is by forming personal bonds and connections with you. This is insane. So you have spiritual power, but guard it and be aware of those who are of spiritual darkness, right? They are spiritual just like you, but they are not of light. They are of darkness. So they understand how spirituality works, and they will try to take this power that God has given you. Wow. So you've also had like strangers as well trying to access your spiritual power. And it's by interacting with your energy, pretty much. Wow. That's what you need to know. Your spiritual power. You have spiritual power that the thieves want. Wow. But yeah, you do have a wish fulfillment. There's something here that God has promised you. There's something here that God has prepared for you. And this, whatever this is, it puts you in this energy of high honor. This is something that's going to promote you to new levels and high places. This is an extraordinary blessing here. But I do see that it was, I don't want to say it was blocked, but you haven't received it yet. There's a spiritual blockage. And I feel like that spiritual blockage was because God wants you to understand. He wants you to have the knowledge. He wants you to know about your spiritual power and what the thieves will try to do. You really have to guard yourself. Yeah, understand that while you are of spiritual light, there are people who are of spiritual darkness, and they are heavily into sorcery. Wow. Yeah, they practice it. They may pretend, they may, act like they don't know anything about spirituality, but number 7 is the snake. They do. They absolutely do. The snake is a betrayer. They say one thing, but they're doing something else. They may pretend like, oh, I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but then behind closed doors, they are heavily practicing it. They're two-faced, two-tongued, sort of like what you see here in this illustration. The snake has two tongues. They carry knowledge, but they pretend like they don't. Wow. You are indeed very much protected, is what I'm also hearing. You're very protected, but just the enemy will always try. They won't win, but they will always try. A lot of these people have tried to do things to literally access your spirit. This is so crazy. It's all about them interacting with you enough where they can access you on a spiritual level, building some kind of bond, some kind of relationship with you to be able to access you on a spiritual level and pretty much, steal your power. Wow. Definitely want to guard yourself. $29, lady number 2, but she's in the reverse. Let me see why. 38, toil and labor. There's a woman here. She shows up sort of like a Queen of Wands in the reverse, which is very scary. Queen of Wands is already someone who has a lot of passion. So when she's in the reverse, this is someone who is like desperate to get what it is that they want. Yeah, bad health. There's something that this woman has been doing. And I feel like she was doing it repeatedly. Toil and labor. Toil and labor is like monotonous work. It's the kind of work that doesn't bring you any fulfillment. Maybe this is someone who works for you. Pathway. Or maybe she wanted to work with you, but it was just to harvest your energy. I feel like this woman wanted to work with you, but it was just to capture your spiritual power. That's all that it was. So some of them will act like they want to work with you. Some of them will act like they want to be your friend. Some of them will act like they want to be your lover. Some of them will act like they care for you, like they support you, but no, they really don't. They have a spiritual interest in you. Like whoever this woman is, lady number 2 in the reverse, she wasn't really, she may have acted like she was interested in your work. Maybe there's some kind of specialty, you know, maybe you have some kind of career, some kind of talent, skill, but really she was interested in you spiritually. She wanted your spiritual power. Bad health. Even looking here at bad health, 32 is the moon. The moon is darkness. Occupation. I'm telling you, there's something that there's a woman here. I feel like she's one of the people who's in close proximity to you. She may not be close to you personally, but she's in close proximity to you. She may have even moved to be in close proximity to you. There's a lot of spiritual work that I see her doing repeatedly to harvest your energy. These people are very knowledgeable when it comes to, excuse me, when it comes to witchcraft. 16 is the thoughts. She just couldn't, the thing with this woman, she just couldn't understand why she couldn't access you on a spiritual level. She had moved in close proximity to you, but she just couldn't understand. She just couldn't understand why it wasn't working. It's like all of these witches and warlocks are coming out of the woodworks. Courthouse is here. The reason why they're not able to do the spiritual work on you successfully is because you literally belong to God. Like there's some kind of spiritual agreement that you made with God before you were even conceived here on earth. You're in some kind of spiritual contract with God. So it's like you belong to no one but him. So no one else can claim you. Your energy, your power, it all comes from God. So he's not going to allow anybody else to use the power that he has given you for an ulterior, you know, reason, ulterior motive. She's wondering, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard harvesting your energy? This is something that she's been trying to do repeatedly, whether this is a man or woman. But I do believe that they specifically moved close to you. They want to be in close proximity to you to harvest your energy. But you have divine protection over your life. With this kind of spiritual power, you must learn how to set boundaries with people. Not everyone do you need to be up close and personal with. Keep things cordial, you know. Because it's that intimate bond that they want to have with you to be able to access you spiritually. And none of them were able to do so. 37 is poverty. Yeah, they couldn't get anything from you. They couldn't take your spiritual power. They couldn't harvest your energy. They're now having to walk away empty-handed. Empty-handed. So it looks like it looks like these people left you alone, but it doesn't mean that more people won't try to do this. You do have an opportunity that's coming to you now that you understand the lesson, right? Now that you know your spiritual power and what the spiritual thieves will try to do, you've learned the lesson. It means that this blessing is getting ready to come towards you. There's an opportunity that's going to be presented to you. I feel like this is something that you've been praying for. Well, God heard your prayer and he answered it. You're being called to take a chance. 39 is the dice. Take a chance. There's some kind of opportunity that he's sending to you. And remember, be very careful with those who you allow near you, close to you. Okay? That's what you need to know. You have a new beginning that's about to start. 13 is the child, newness. Another way I can read this is you were naive in the past. The child can represent innocence, a lack of knowledge, naivety. Because you were naive about this in the past, this blessing wasn't going to come to you unless you were ready for it. So imprisonment is here. You were restricted in some way. There were some obstacles that were standing in your way of receiving this blessing because you still lacked knowledge. There are people who want to access, it's like they want to access God through you. They want to access divine things through you. By coming together with you, they want to access things that are of God, blessings that are of God, power that is of God. They want to access God through you. Like you're the middleman who they want to use. And the only intercessor that we need, the only middleman that we need to access God is Christ. Christ said it himself, no one comes to the Father except through me, is what the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ said in the Bible. But these are people who don't have good intentions. They really don't want God, but they want the power of God to be able to get their selfish wants and desires. So be very, very careful with who you come together with who you allow to be in close proximity to you, and with who you are forming relationships with, because they want to access spiritual power through you. And that is all. Yeah, be very, very careful. You see, community, it's just people. The people who are going to encounter you. Discern them well and set boundaries. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed the message. And if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to support the channel. Take care, my beautiful people. Many blessings to you.